I fucked up 3 long-term relationships before I discovered this subconscious pattern that sabotaged all my relationships. And now I'm in an amazing relationship with my girl Sandra. She does my meal prep, there's no drama, she helps me build my business, and the sex is fucking amazing too. So if women keep pulling away from you, that is not random, that's not a coincidence, that is a pattern. Yeah? When Lena, Kathy, Sarah, Talina, like my short-term and long-term relationships, when they started pulling away, that was because that was simply a response to a shift in my masculine energy. Because fundamentally, you need to understand that women are simply your mirror man. Yeah? They just respond to shifts in your masculine energy. You need to understand, and this is fucking vital, man. The top 1% women, they don't care about your money and your status. They are primarily attracted by psychological factors. Yeah? They are attracted to your masculine energy, your groundedness, your presence, yeah? Your wittiness, your charm. That's what she cares about. And when she meets you, she essentially makes a bet. This guy is the best possible outcome or option from all the guys that I have met so far. And when she says, you know what, I want to be with this guy and not the other guys that I've met so far, that essentially is a bet on you being the best possible option, but also staying the best possible option. Yeah. And this is where the shit show happens for a lot of guys. You know, they lead, they are super assertive, they're extremely confident, witty, charming, they're just themselves, essentially themselves in the dating process in the early stages. But then when they get feelings, when they get vulnerable with the women, they start changing. They start emotionally collapsing. They're overthinking. They're not confident anymore. They're not assertive anymore. They stop leading. They're becoming very passive. So essentially what happens is that there is an incongruence between the man that you're presented and conveyed to be in the dating process versus the man that you actually are. And a woman feels betrayed in that moment because she realizes, wow, this guy, this bet that I made on this guy is not paying off. He actually lied to me. And that's why women pull away. Not because they're evil, but simply because you have lied to them because you've never worked on those subconscious patterns that reveal itself. And that's why you keep attracting the same fucked up relationships. Because it's not women, it's you, man. So why do you shift your masculine energy when things are going well? Well, it's actually because of 2 phenomena. Number 1 is it's actually like self-inflicted upper limits that then create oscillatory relationship cycles that I'm going to explain to you in just a second, man. Yeah. But before we go into this concept here, man, I need to ask you a few very important questions, man. When a woman pulled away, yeah, when your ex is pulled away or your current girlfriend pulled away, what happened just before that? What actions did you do? Like, honestly, reflect back on your relationships right now and ask yourself, like, how did you contribute to that situation? Did you start canceling workouts? Did you start triple texting? Did you start losing your temper more often? Did you start feeling more insecure around her? Did you start getting stuck in your head? Did you start cascading into negative thoughts about her leaving you or about her getting too close and you losing your independence? Think about that for a second, man. I'm sure after reflecting back on your relationships, you realize that there's a specific pattern, which is at the beginning of the dating stage, you led, you connected on a deeper level with that woman, and then you start becoming attached, you create a deeper bond together, and then you suddenly emotionally collapsed, right? And you lost her or lost the relationship, you lost yourself in the process, and then you did rinse, repeat, either with the same girl or another girl. By the way, man, last week I saved a relationship of one of my clients. 2 weeks ago, I prevented a divorce, actually, and one of my clients also recently just became dad. So if you want to attract an amazing relationship with an amazing woman, then why don't you join my Hercules method? The link is in the pinned comment, and I'd love to see you there. Why do you always cause these oscillatory relationship cycles in your relationship? So so why do you create those upper limits yourself and cause those relationships, oscillatory relationship cycles? It's because 99% of men, they only focus on outer game when they start attracting women or when they want to attract more women and better women. They focus on red pill strategies, short-term tactics from pick up and learn like what to say and how to say it, yeah? And surely that gets them, the women, you know, obviously. But they hit a ceiling, the upper limit, the moment they reach attached stage, right? That's when feelings get involved. Yeah? That's why a lot of guys are super confident at the beginning. They can confidently lead, be assertive, be witty and charmy, don't give a shit, and that which women find super attractive. So they have actually like a massive masculine presence, which women are drawn to. But the moment they get feelings, that house of cards collapses, because when you reach attached stage, when you start getting feelings, all your insecurities get triggered, man, because you never focused on the inner game. I'm going to tell you two stories, the stories of Sarah as well as Marie, and then actually another story of Sandra. So I've been with several hundreds of women, so I know that it's super easy to get women when you focus just on outer game, yeah? Granted. When I was with Sarah and Marie, that's when I realized, or these two girls or women revealed to me that outer game is limiting my chances to attract an amazing relationship. Because when I was with Marie as well as with Sarah, I became super anxious and almost avoidant as well. So I'll never forget the day where Marie, she was an investment banker, blonde, blue eyes, fit. She was called the hottie. One day she didn't text me for hours. And you know what I did, man? I was pacing in my room. I was going back and forth, because I was losing my mind. Because I was anxiously attached in that moment. I had a fear of abandonment come up. I thought she's cheating on me. Maybe actually she's leaving me. Maybe I'm not good enough for her anymore. Maybe she's with another guy. Guess what actually happened? She was an investment banker, man. She works 100 hours, or she worked 120 hours per week. She was fucking busy. She was working on a live deal. She didn't have any moment a time to fucking check her phone. And guess what I did when she didn't text me? I triple texted her. I sent her anxious voice notes. I fucked up the relationship because I started becoming super needy. With Sarah, for instance, when Sarah, there was a point, I think 1 year into the relationship, 2 years in the relationship, I don't remember exactly, when she didn't hold my hand, I questioned her love for me because I was so anxiously attached. Why did I have all these issues in my head? Because I was abandoned by my parents at birth. You know, my grandma raised me when I was 7 days old. And I essentially had inherited the belief that no one can be trusted. If my mom can't be trusted, then I can never trust a woman. So that's why I also became a fuckboy, because I wanted revenge on women. And with that kind of limiting belief, that kind of insecurity that I brought into the relationship, which was always revealed when I was falling in love with a woman, I kept fucking up my relationships because I didn't work through this insecurity, you know? I started love bombing Sarah. I love bombed Marie with long letters of how much I love them, 3 months into the relationship. And then the more attached I became, and the more they pulled back, the more I chased, the more needy I became, the more clingy I became, the more often I called them, the more often I sent them needy texts such as hey, why don't you respond earlier? Hey, why don't we spend more time together? Hey, I'm going to cancel my gym. Hey, I'm going to cancel the plans with my friends because you're more important. I canceled a dinner with my friends because I haven't seen you in a couple of days. How pathetic, bro. And that shift in masculine energy totally turned Marie and Sarah off, because they were what the fuck's happening with this guy? I thought he's this hyper successful guy, this high achiever. Actually, he's a little Kevin. He's a little boy in a man's body who can't fucking regulate his emotions. He's totally incapable of working through his shit. And he's now dumping all that shit that he's carrying with him, this bag of shit that he never worked through, on me. While I have all the other options of guys who are actually working on themselves. And this guy doesn't, every time he promises me to change, but he never fucking changes. He always reverts back to the same fucking cycle. Fuck that. That's why women leave you, man, because you convey that you are incapable of breaking through this barrier here, this upper limit that you have created yourself, because you're too afraid of looking incompetent by working through your insecurities, because it makes you feel incompetent. But that's where your growth opportunity is. That's where your amazing relationship is here. It's not here in your comfort zone, bro. That goes beyond just going to the gym and doing a little bit of journaling, bro. You have to do like some real deep work, man. I'm going to teach you exactly what to do now, because this deep work has helped me to identify the triggers the moment they happen with Sandra right now, where my avoidant attachment style comes up, where I push her a little bit away because I'm a bit more in my Patrick energy because I'm afraid I lose my independence. What a fucking bullshit that is, you know? But now I can catch those insecurities when the moment they come up, and then I can prevent this collapse from happening. I can actually then break through this upper limit and go up here, you know, create a new level of depth and amazing relationship that I've never experienced before. Because I'm confident and secure in myself to be incompetent for a while. And that is ultimately attractive. That's why Sandra has given me, has been so patient with me. That's why she's been following me wherever I went. Montenegro, Spain, South Africa, Germany. She's always followed me because she says, and she knows you constantly evolve and I can trust you to work through your shit. That's what's so attractive. That's true masculine energy, man. None of this outer game bullshit. Yes, you need that for sure, but that is like 20% maybe. 80% of the quality of your relationships is dependent on how well you can work through your insecurities, man. I'm going to teach you exactly now how to. So how do you work through your upper limit? How do you break through that fucking upper limit and actually build an amazing relationship, yeah, with your dream woman or attract that dream woman? So it's actually quite simple, bro. Like, you need to do an audit of your actions. You need to ask yourself, like, which extremes are you swinging to in terms of masculinity? Are you more the hyper feminine Kevin or the hyper masculine Andrew? Yeah. Are you too soft? Are you too lovey-dovey in relationships? Yeah. How often do you text? What is the kind of messages that you're sending? Are you sending paragraph after paragraph? Yeah. And with Andrew, for instance, are you too rigid? Are you too cold? Are you too distant? Are you trying to keep her at arm's length because you're too afraid of getting hurt? And fun fact, you need to ask yourself, like, one powerful question is like, is the action that I'm about to do coming from a place of strength, from inspiration, or desperation? Yeah, or from a place of fear? Andrew as well as Kevin, so the hyper-masculine as well as the hyper-feminine guy, are both fear responses, and the only solution to attract amazing relationships is by becoming Hercules and operating from a place of strength. Yeah, are you setting the boundary because that's generally what you want and it is in line with the principles of your relationship and how you want to show up as a man? Or are you too afraid to set the boundary because, yeah, you're afraid that she might leave you, so you're sacrificing yourself for her? Again, toxic as fuck. What are feelings that you're trying to avoid feeling, yeah, when you do specific actions with your girl? Yeah, are you setting your frame? Are you holding your frame? Are you containing her feminine chaos? Are you passing her tests? Are you even aware of her tests? You lose your temper, which is often a sign of Andrew energy. That means you haven't regulated your emotions. Okay, journal, breathing. Ask yourself, what are the triggers that lead me to lose my fucking temper? Yeah. So you have to do a lot of introspection. And when you combine that with outer game, which I can also teach you, so flirting, the wittiness, strong masculine frame, and have a balanced approach to masculinity, man, that's when your relationships will become the most amazing relationships ever.